If you're just starting to join us, everyone, we will get going in just a couple of minutes. Give everyone a chance to get situated, but thank you so much for being here today. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the SmartDepart Safety Series, brought to you today by AAA Travel. My name is Diana Imundi, and I will be your host this afternoon. I'm thrilled to be here with all of you to discuss a topic that's been on everyone's mind, safe travel. Here at AAA, we have been very focused on bringing our members the information that they need to ensure safety while traveling on the road, in the air, and on the seas. So today we're very excited to have representatives from Hertz, Marriott, American Airlines, and Princess Cruises to talk us through traveling safe and smart. And I will introduce the members of our panel shortly, but first a bit of housekeeping. You can see here before we begin, and a little intro from one of the leaders of the travel department here at AAA. First, I want to thank all of our AAA members for taking the time to be with us here today. There were over 1,000 of you registered for this webinar, so thank you. And also thanks to those who submitted questions for our panel ahead of time. We received over 100 questions, and while we won't be able to get to all of them because we would really be keeping you from your dinner, we will review the most frequently asked, which will be discussed by our group at the end. And as always, our AAA travel team is standing by to assist. So if your question isn't answered today or you'd like a little bit more detail, please feel free to reach out to us at reslink@AAAnortheast.com. That's RESLINK@AAAnortheast.com. And a team member will be happy to connect with you. You know, some people call them travel agents. I like to call them travel angels. And especially over the past few months, I've watched them perform miracles. So just remember that email address. It is up on the screen now, as you can see, and this discussion will also be recorded and available to everyone later on AAA.com/travel. So many of you are joining from across New England, Southern New England, and if you have a little bit of information that you'd like to look back on, just go to our website later on. It'll all be there. So today with us from our travel team, we have Allison Villasenor. She is our Managing Director of Product Partnerships and Innovation. Hello, Allison, and I'm going to ask just if we can begin by asking Allison to share a little bit more about the SmartDepart program.
Sure, thanks, Diana, and I'm so happy to be here, and thank you all for joining us this afternoon. Sun's shining here, and I hope it's shining where you are as well. Safety and advocacy have always been top values of ours here at AAA, and now more than ever, we want to make sure that our travelers have a simple and central resource to keep them informed on all of the changes and updates that are taking place across the travel industry. And that need has led us to launch our SmartDepart program. SmartDepart program offers our members a one-stop safety hub and the opportunity to connect with a travel professional who's been educated on all of the resources and the topics around safety. We see it as our responsibility moving forward to be on the forefront of what's next in travel, which very much today includes safe travel practices. So we're also developing what's called the SmartDepart Agent Certification Program. It's launching this summer here at AAA Northeast for our travel advisors. And it's a formal learning program that compiles insights and resources around safety, cleaning, protocols, and amenity changes on all travel top brands, as well as border closures, mandatory quarantines, and other regulations that come with traveling the world, as we all love to do. So this designation positions all of our travel advisors to be leaders and to help guide our members and travelers as they move forward into this new great world of travel. We're so happy today to have our suppliers and our friends here with us on the panel, and I'll let you introduce them, Diana. They're great friends of ours representing different parts of the travel industry, and they're going to lead us through their smart new travel practices.
That's great. Thanks so much, Allison. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the other SmartDepart sessions that you all have in store. So let's jump right in. Let's introduce our first travel presenter. I love saying his name, Louis Dejoux. And hello, Louis. Louis is the head of leisure sales at American Airlines. And now, Louis, just so you know, our members are very interested in hearing from you today. Most of the questions that were submitted ahead of time were around air travel and updates. So would you start by letting us know a little more about the industry's updates and how our members can best prepare for air travel in the near future? And Louis, I think you might be on mute. Yep, I think Louis on mute. We're all having these struggles these days, but there you go. Thank you, Louis.
First one. Hello, everyone. My name is Louis Dejoux, and greetings from Dallas, Fort Worth, where I'm in our beautiful headquarters. I'm one of the the guinea pigs who are trying the new protocol in our headquarters here in DFW. It's a great pleasure to be with you today because AAA is a very key partner of American Airlines, and we're very excited about our partnership. Now, I understand these are very, very different times, and as you know, for American Airlines, safety has always been our #1 priority, and we really see this issue as a safety one. And so as part of this, we're really committed to give you peace of mind when you feel it's ready for you to start traveling again. Let me start with a confession. I'm actually a germaphobe, and I've been a germaphobe for many years. So for me, this crisis has been very, very special. And a couple of weeks ago, I had to visit a close friend of mine who needed help in San Luis Obispo. So I actually flew from DFW to California, San Luis Obispo, and I was able to see firsthand all of the changes we've made to our airport and in-flight experience to give you that peace of mind. The first thing I saw was that there was cleaning products everywhere and cleaning staff everywhere around the ticket counters and at security. I was also able to see that in our gate and boarding area, we've done a lot of changes. In particular, a lot of plexiglass have been installed. So if any of you guys got a plexiglass business, that might be a very good business because there's a lot of plexiglass being installed at airports worldwide. In terms of seating, we've made a lot of changes to our seating policy, and in particular, what we're offering is some flexibility to move around the cabin as we are limiting the total number of passengers on board. And we're also giving customers the flexibility to change flights the same day at no change as well. And finally, in flight, we are requiring all passengers to come with face coverings. We'll also provide some face covering for any passengers that come without it. So the best tips I have to give you about travel is #1, don't travel if you're sick, right? It's very important for your safety and for the well-being of your fellow passengers not to travel if you're being sick. #2 is eat before you leave. What I've noticed is a lot of restaurants at airports are closed, and our service is limited in our main cabin. And the reason why we're limiting service is really to reduce social interactions between our flight attendants and our passengers. Third tip is carry your own hand sanitizer. TSA now allows you to bring up to 12 ounces of hand sanitizer. So bring a big bottle of Purell. It's a good idea. And finally, bring a face covering, as I said. So bring a face covering on board. Finally, my best advice is to use the American Airlines app. If you use the American Airlines app, you won't have to interact with a kiosk or with one of our agents, and that will guarantee a touch-free experience while you board the aircraft.
Great. Thank you, Louis. I know personally, I can't wait to fly again. In fact, my fiance and I are just looking into Plan B honeymoon reservations for next month, because our original thought was to visit the Amalfi Coast, but we postponed that trip to Italy for our first anniversary vacation. And now we're hoping to stay stateside and maybe fly to Florida. And I don't think any restrictions could keep us off an airplane as we're thinking of this. So we noticed that it was interesting. Many hotels in South Florida, Governor DeSantis issued some guidelines, and they did have special guidelines for guests traveling from some of our Northeast states on their websites. And, you know, in doing that research, I realized that one tremendous resource that AAA has available, it's called the COVID map. So that's available at aaa.com/COVID map. And just a great tool when, you know, planning trips during this time. It's a compendium of state level openings. It outlines all the state level restrictions and policies. It also has links to each state's official web pages. So it's a great resource if you're planning to hit the road. Obviously, road trips are always so popular. So speaking of hitting the road, I want to introduce our next speaker, Laura Smith from Hertz. And Laura, I know Hertz has released some really extensive initiatives for cleaning protocols. Could you share some of those details with us?
Absolutely, Dan, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. You know, Hertz feels extremely proud of this more than 40-year partnership with AAA, so it's lovely to have a role and a chance to talk about some of our exciting new products this afternoon. So yes, Hertz has launched the Hertz Gold Standard Clean at all of its US locations, and actually it's rolling out across our European division also this month. It really gives our customers total confidence as they're ready to travel again and rent a car. We've introduced a full and revised process for car cleanliness, both on the interior of the car, the exterior of the car, using a new EPA approved product. And there's video maybe that will roll here in the background as I go through it. And really finalizing that new standard is a seal, so that every car is sealed. That concludes the process. I have one here that I'll show you, and it goes across the door seam, and that lets our customers know that the car has met our standard. It has been cleaned inside and out, and really gives our customers peace of mind. We've had great feedback so far. We've rolled out across all of our airports, as well as all of our neighborhood locations.
That's great. Great stuff, Laura. Thank you. And if you're interested in scheduling or securing a rental car for the upcoming 4th of July weekend, I just want members to be assured that they can visit AAA.com/Hertz, and our members save 20% on car rentals. So that's always a great tip. And you know, like Louis, I happen to be a little bit of a clean freak too. And I love those protocols. It's just wonderful. It gives everybody greater peace of mind for sure. So thank you so much. Next up, we have Marian Mclean, and Marian is the Vice President of Global Sales from Marriott. Another really popular member question that was submitted prior to our session today was all about hotel safety and how they're sanitizing rooms. So Marian, thanks for being here. If you could talk to us a bit about what our members can expect when staying in a hotel in the next few months, I think that would be really helpful.
All right, well, thank you, Diana. And I'm gonna say first, I'm just so glad to hear that everyone is so eager to travel again, because we need you to travel. You know, AAA members have frequented Marriott hotels for many years, and we're just so eager again to welcome all of you back. So to do that, we do understand that nothing is more important than really gaining the trust of all of you and ensuring that each and every guest that we have in our hotel and every one of our associates feels safe. So that is truly our utmost priority. And we're going to do this through Marriott's commitment to clean. So since our founding, which is over 90 years ago now, Marriott has had very high standards. But this pandemic, I have to say, has required us to just raise our demanding standards to even a higher level. So really just introducing new protocols and new brand standards. So with that said, Marriott has put into place kind of a multi-pronged approach designed to meet like the safety and health challenges presented by COVID-19. So we first announced about 4 weeks ago that we formed this Global Cleanliness Council. And this council kind of set us apart because it consists of both in-house experts, including senior leaders from across Marriott disciplines like our housekeeping and engineering, food safety. But it also comprises outside experts in food and water safety, hygiene and infection prevention, from very well-respected organizations such as Ecolab, Adventist Healthcare, Cornell, and Purdue University. So the council really helped us introduce this kind of holistic approach for our hotels. So here's kind of the key focus areas. And we have just started to roll this out, probably it's about 2 weeks now. So first is that just deeper, more frequent cleaning. And it's about disinfecting every space all day long, and especially during peak hours. So this includes these high-touch items like elevator buttons, escalator handrails, hand sanitations throughout the hotel high-traffic areas. It also includes the use of some new technology, such as electrostatic sprayers. And these are these big sprayers that rapidly clean and disinfect entire areas. And they can be easily used in a hotel setting to clean not only guest rooms, but lobbies, gyms, and other very public areas. So kind of overall, we have developed over 200 cleaning protocols covering each and every step of our guest journey and through every physical space in the hotel. So another key area is really, it's all about the guest room or your personal sanctuary. And that's, you might kind of get into that guest room and think it might look a little sparse, but it's intentional because we removed any non-essential high-touch items, like those little throw pillows on the bed. In addition, in addition to the little chocolates on the pillow, we're going to have disinfecting wipes, so that if you want that extra knowledge, you'll have wipes right there. You can use them to clean those other high-touch areas, just for your sanity. And then the other option for kind of your guest room or your sanctuary is limited housekeeping. And that's an option. So if you're checking into that room for 2 or 3 nights and you don't care to have housekeeping come in, then that is strictly up to you. If you would like to have housekeeping come in every day, we can still do that. And then the other big bucket area is just less contact and more connections. And that, I think, Louis talked about that earlier, about using mobile technology, such as Marriott's mobile key entry. That is available in over 3,500 of our hotels now. Using the app, the Marriott Bonvoy app, for mobile dining, for e-folio delivery, and really any request, again, using that Marriott Bonvoy app. And the other thing, when it talks to less contact, it's about the physical distancing practices. So hotels have actually rearranged the lobby areas, the pool areas, to ensure that we're really respectful of that 6-foot social distancing practices. And then the one other thing I'll add is that kind of a new associate protocol is that all of our associates are required to wear the face masks to protect all of you. We recommend our guests wearing face masks, but that is not at this point a requirement. So that kind of gives you a high level, Diana.
Wow, great, fantastic. And Marian, you just saved me from bringing an entire suitcase of Clorox wipes on vacation with me.
There you go.
That's wonderful that you even provide guests with their own little stash of wipes. That's just such a nice touch. So thank you so much. I'm definitely feeling much more confident myself in hitting the road and staying in a hotel again. But thank you so much. And last but not least, I'd like to introduce John Chernesky. And John is the Senior Vice President of North American Sales and Marketing at Princess Cruises. John, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to talk about cruising because I know our AAA members are huge into cruising, and I'm sure they're very interested to hear how the member experience is going to change and, you know, what they can all expect going forward, especially how to best prepare for their cruise and what changes are happening on board. Yeah. So fire away, John.
Thanks, Diane. I appreciate you having me, and hello, everybody. Let's move on to the next slide because I know I only have a few seconds here, and I got 34 slides to get through. But I do want to say thank you, and I'm going to talk about some of our initiatives at Princess. And we have a little bit of luxury of time because we paused our sailings until basically October of this year. Here's an image of me celebrating Travel Advisor Day that was a couple weeks back, and hopefully all of you appreciate the value of the AAA travel advisor you're working with. But I do want to encourage you all on this next slide to take care of yourself first and foremost. Make some time to unwind, connect with your family, friends, get some exercise, get some sleep. We partner with a board certified sleep specialist who's helped build our mattress on board. And if you have good sleep, your immune system is strong, and that's really what we all need right now. And please go on a news diet. The recommendation is no more than 2 times a day reading or watching the news. Anything more than that, it becomes a little unhealthy. We at Princess, on the next slide, you can see we've introduced some of our preliminary health standards, which really focus on robust pre-cruise steps we're taking, obviously itinerary optimization, health checks of our crew as well as our guests, and then sanitization on board, which is really, we've done a great job over the years, and we're just taking it to a new level. But I will say it's somewhat preliminary right now because we are still working with our sister brands within our corporation, but also all the brands within the industry, because we believe that no brand wins by saying we're healthier or safer than another. We are all going to have a very standard operating platform for cleanliness that we're working with and getting confirmation from the CDC. And so that's very important for us to kind of be on the same base level. And there's going to be nuances based on each brand, but we have a little bit of time and we are developing those standards. And we're also learning from other industries. As you know, as Vegas has just opened up, we will learn from the lessons that they've experienced for sure. But we have some guidelines out there now. You can connect with your advisor and they can share what we have today. But I would say this is a work in progress with a lot more to come as we partner with different organizations. On the next slide, I do want to say, however, that we have a medallion class on Princess. This is groundbreaking technology that in itself is essentially helping with social distancing, and through the power of the technology, things can come to you, be delivered to you, so you don't have to queue up or wait in line or congregate. Door opens automatically, unlocks automatically. Here's some screenshots of me and my experiences on board, and I've done it with my family as well, and it's really great. So we've got more news to come on that. But I will say on the next slide, it's really about looking forward to your next trip. And research has shown that people derive more happiness out of anticipating their next trip than they do actually going on the trip. And we think that's really important that you have something to look forward to. So hopefully you're working with your AAA advisor to get something booked for next year or even into 2022, because every time you think about that trip, you get a jolt of endorphins that are essentially free happiness, this research study talks about. And so hopefully you can take advantage of that. A couple slides up if you want to go to the winning combination. We talked about free happiness. I just want to say thanks to everybody at AAA. We were their partner of the year in 2018, and they've been our top partner of the year for the last 2 years. So we do great things with AAA, and we know you're in very good hands there. I just want to say thank you for all of your support of Princess. And this, yes, I have a bobblehead because why not? But just a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to answering some questions.
That is a great bobblehead. Wow. Very cool. So even gaming can be done on one's personal device.
Correct. Yeah,
really
everything imaginable. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Very, very innovative. Thank you so much for those updates. And John, you know, we do have some time to answer a few of our member questions that were submitted. So since we already have you here, right, many members have asked about a timeline. When do you expect to be back on the seas?
Yeah, so our schedule right now is looking into October. That's when our first voyages are scheduled for. And so we have a lot of work between now and then in terms of getting our ships ready, getting our guidelines confirmed and approved with the CDC, getting our crew on board trained, and making sure that we are ready to go. when the first guest walks up the gangway. But we are very excited for that. And we're also seeing, into next year, some very strong interest in cruising. And I think people want to travel, and we're so thankful for that. And the fact that we have that interest, that people were disappointed clearly that they couldn't sail with us like they wanted to this year, but they're looking into next year, which is really where our big focus is on. But right now, at the end of this year, we have some voyages that are still ready to go.
Absolutely. And like I said earlier, our members love cruising. I think it's just such a great relaxing vacation, nothing to worry about once you board that ship. So everyone's going to need to de-stress after this year, I think.
I'll say.
Yes, thank you. And Marian, this is a great question for you, submitted from a member asking about food. So food is such an important part of the travel experience. And I am a foodie, I will admit that, all day long. What should our members expect from hotel dining experiences? And, basically what changes is the Marriott making?
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know, for those of you who might be in areas or cities that have started to open, it's going to be similar to that, where the restaurants will still be open. They're going to have kind of reduced seating to, again, be respectful of that 6-foot social distancing. They're going to really require, or at least recommend, reservations so that they can, schedule the number of, reservations per hour. And then we're going to really, probably in the short term at least, do away with self-service buffets in the restaurants and do more just menu ordering. Or if there is a self-service buffet, whether it be in the restaurant or for banquets, they're going to have servers there serving the food with, protective gloves and barriers amongst them. We just don't want people, handling the same utensils. In addition, for room service, we're going with kind of contactless room service, which everything, and you probably have seen this in some of our full service hotels, but it almost comes in like a box if you're go to a carry out. So everything is delivered in boxes with more plastic utensils. If you're, it's very interesting because even with some of our resorts that have recently been fairly busy because of the nice weather and, they're at the beach, some guests are completely comfortable with that. Other guests have actually asked for the traditional service, moved in on a tray. So it depends. Like we will alter depending on what that guest is comfortable with. There's also in bar situations, there'll be modified garnishes. In some instances, there'll be disposable menus and also alternative payment methods to just really go with that contactless option. So hopefully that'll give you some ideas there.
Great. Yeah, so it sounds like you are definitely designing systems to meet the comfort level of different guests, and that's wonderful. Thank you. Okay, and a question for Louis. Louis, many members have asked about flight availability since many airlines have reduced their flights. Is American Airlines beginning to add flights?
Thank you so much, Dana, and that's definitely a hot topic. As you know, we had to cut capacity in response to a massive drop in demand, as you know, and so in May, for example, we cut our domestic capacity by 80%. However, the good news is we're really starting to see what we call some green shoots, some positive signs of demand coming back, and as a matter of fact, so much that we've decided to launch a July schedule that will represent 55% of last year's capacity. So we're going to be flying 55% of last year's schedule for domestic and 20% for international. What we're really seeing is some hot areas. So we see a lot of demand for Florida. So in July, we'll be having more seats to Florida than any other airline. We're really proud of that. We're seeing demand to the national parks. So we're adding capacity there as well. We're also seeing some green shoots in cities like Savannah or Charleston, South Carolina. So we're adding seats because we know people want to get there. And so we're really happy about that. But on top of the additional schedule, we want the flying experience to be magical again. And so one of the things we're doing is reopening our Admirals Clubs starting June 22nd. And I'm glad to say the Admirals Club will be a little bit different, but we'll still have a full bar service. So I'm looking forward to that one. We also are making some changes to help you book with confidence. So if you book and purchase a ticket in June for travel up to September, that ticket will be changeable for free. And so that really gives you peace of mind. If you're on the fence, you can book with your AAA advisor, and you'll have a free change if you book before the end of June. We're also offering a double miles offer for Advantage members. So your AAA advisors can help you sign up for Advantage. And if you fly this summer, you'll be and register in the promo, you'll be able to get double miles if you book before the end of June. And finally, as I said, our commitment to safety and well-being and having a very, very good end-to-end experience with peace of mind in terms of hygiene, that's our biggest commitment.
Wonderful. That is all music to my ears. I'm not the only one that wants to go to South Florida in July. I can't wait to look at your schedules, and that certainly gives people greater peace of mind.
Well,
so.
Diana, I don't know if I'll have the personal chance of welcoming you on board, but I'm sure one of my great colleagues will do so.
Oh, thank you so much. That's great. And here's a great question about road trips. Road trips are always very popular as well. And Laura, before I ask you, I'm just going to throw in my own little tip for those that are traveling with children. I just want people to know that AAA actually has teams of nationally certified child passenger safety technicians on staff. So if any of you who have families need to brush up on car seat installations or have someone check the car seat before a road trip, please just visit us. The website for that is aaa.com/community, and you can get in touch with one of our certified car seat experts. So Laura, what tips do you have for our members who are heading out on the road this summer?
Well, so many tips. I mean, I think, we're also seeing some green shoots. We are not at all constrained on fleet. In actual fact, we have a very rich fleet offering for those customers who maybe want to hit the open road and experience the real American road trip, maybe leave their car at home and have a car delivered. So we have neighborhood delivery that I would say is tip number one. Hertz can deliver a car to your home and pick it up from a location of your choosing. I think if you're traveling into an airport, we have the experience to have, a touchless, a really touchless pickup. So skipping the counter. If you also are a member with Clear, you can exit the gate, have a completely touchless experience. I think in addition to contacting your travel agent, you can, of course, have a look on the website. We offer free car seat. There's young fees are waived with Hertz. We have up to 20% off. And so lots of destinations, all open. All of our Hertz locations, both on airport and off airport, are open, and our team are ready and eager to help with planning that road trip.
That's wonderful. And the free car seat just makes my heart sing, because I come out of the traffic safety department here at AAA originally. That's just wonderful. So I will say to our members, even if you just need to schedule a FaceTime call with us once you get your car and just want us to talk you through the process of installing that, we're happy to do that too. But thank you so much, Laura. And I'm just going to ask Allison if there are any other member questions that you would like to highlight, because I think we're doing pretty well on time here.
Sure, Diana, we have a few that have come in, and one I might throw over to John. And members are asking about what's changing in the embarkation process and visiting ports of call. Could you speak a little about what members might need to prepare to expect?
There we go. The unmute button helps. I'd be happy to. I think, as I said, a lot of this is still being worked out, but I do believe that, we are obviously expecting very rigorous standards of pre-screening and also giving people peace of mind. We're developing a program that makes people make the decision to actually go on the ship based on health, not finances. And so Louis mentioned about we want people who are traveling to be healthy, but sometimes you might get sick suddenly and you're already at the destination or you're due to leave that day. And we want you to make an informed decision based on your health rather than, well, if I don't travel because I didn't get travel insurance, which by the way, I recommend travel insurance, that you might lose out on your money. And so we're coming up with a program that helps prevent that hard decision, and that we will have some verification through some sort of a telemedicine that lets people get verified, and then we will work through the details of how to make sure that we bring them back with a future cruise credit so they're not financially burdened. So we are, again, working through those details. I know when we go on a cruise and we're at different ports, we're going to have, as people get back on, both guest and crew, clearly we're going to be doing hand sanitization, and we may or may not be doing temperature checks. I'm not sure at this point if we are going to be introducing those, because the temperature doesn't always give you everything in terms of this disease. So we have a lot of work to do, but just know that it's definitely a great focus of ours, and we'll ensure that not only the main embarkation day, but every port that we visit will be safely bringing everybody back on board.
Wonderful. John, before COVID, the time in my memory where I used the amount of hand sanitizer that I am using today was the last cruise that I was taking. I would say every few hundred feet, a crew member was there with hand sanitizer. It was the cleanest vacation I had ever taken. So I know protocol is always very tight in terms of cleanliness to begin with cruising. And I'd like people to realize that, all the great work that you all do.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that. But we're going to go to another level. We're taking it up another notch, so for sure.
Wonderful. And Allison, any other interesting questions that have come in from members in the last few hours since we have our panel of experts?
It's a bit specific, and I hate to put you on the spot here, Louis, but someone did ask about the boarding process and what to expect at the gate in terms of waiting times and how to board. And additionally, if you're traveling with extended family or with children, can you rest assured that you can sit together?
Yes, so that's something that, so sitting is so important, in particular for families. And so through your AAA advisors, you're able to get the seating products that match your needs. And we do everything possible, of course, to get families seated together. In terms of boarding, what I've noticed on my flight is is that we've got a boarding process that offers priority boarding for our elite passengers, and then we board through group numbers, and that's going fairly well. My flight that I took was a very smooth boarding experience, and that's the feedback I get as well.
Tremendous.
Once again, the magic thing is to check in on the app, because that way you really have a touchless experience. What you do, you actually scan your own mobile phone on the gate reader, and you're able to board the plane that way. So it's a very good experience.
That is a great tip. Thank you. Okay.
And there was one more, Diana, if I could just hop in, and if you don't mind, a few folks missed the COVID map website. If you could repeat that, and then also if there's additional questions, the ResLink email as well.
Absolutely. So I absolutely commend your team, Allison. I think that COVID map on our website is absolutely a tremendous resource, and members can get to that by visiting AAA.com/COVIDMAP. And it's a compendium there of all the state guidelines that you'll need to know. I think that's especially important for our members in the tri-state area. And you can also submit any questions you have to our travel angels, who are really working overtime to help everyone, to help our members, and connect with someone on our staff that way. So that is ResLink@AAANortheast.com. That's the email address. One more time, it's ResLink, ResLink@AAANortheast.com. And if you just would, like a little bit more specific detail as to everything that we've been talking about today, or other questions about safety protocols, please don't be shy, reach out. and someone will get back to you shortly. But I just want to thank everyone again, especially the members who joined us, the panelists that joined us. I know we have some reporters from the news stations in our area that have joined us this afternoon as well. Thank you for your transparency, everyone. You know, I think we are all just so eager to start checking items off our bucket lists again and get on those vacations, spend more time with friends and family, especially the friends and family that we haven't been able to see for months and months. So this was really valuable information. And all this information, along with yesterday's announcement by the CDC, I think certainly gives a lot of us greater peace of mind about traveling this summer. So again, if you have any questions, don't be shy. Please reach out to us by email at reslink@AAAnortheast.com, and a travel agent will be more than happy to help. And again, if you'd like to share this information with friends and family, this recording will be available on our website at aaa.com/travel. And thank you all again. It's almost 5 o'clock somewhere. And John, those lovely fruity cocktails in your pictures were just, I don't know, calling our names. So almost 5 o'clock, we're almost there. But thank you all again. I hope you all have a great evening and safe travels to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Can't wait for the next one.